Welcome to another rendition of Monday Movie Pickup. Okay, so right away we're going to talk about The Exorcist. So this is the 40th anniversary set. This was released over 10 years ago by Warner, and it has the director's cut and the theatrical cut. I actually own both of these versions, as well as the sequels on the Exorcist anthology set. Now, the only thing that wasn't included, that is only on this set, is the bonus disc. So recently, Warner has been announcing some different 4Ks. They're doing Exorcist, and they also did Enter the Dragon. They both received 50th anniversary 4Ks. Both of these movies, released in 1973, both have different cuts, both of which are going to be included on the 4Ks, but for whatever reason, they're not including the special features that came from their 40th anniversary sets. So it's weird that they both have the same situation going on, but basically, if you try to get that 4K set, it's not going to include the bonus disc that was only on here. You're not going to get all the special features that have been released in the past, and to me, that's a bit of an incomplete anniversary set then. I haven't been looking to replace everything on 4K, as a lot of you know. The big thing I'm always looking for is special features. So realistically, while I was looking up the whole thing about The Exorcist, I realized I wasn't going to be able to get something in the States that included this bonus disc. So it was better just to go back to the source, get the 40th anniversary edition, not just only coming with this pretty neat box, but it also came with an excerpt from William Friedkin's memoir. So you can also get this, which, you know, there's actually a bigger book that exists. And then we have some Criterions to talk about. This is from the 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble. I was not going to do it this year, but last minute I decided, you know, I want to see what they have, because there was some newer movies I wanted to get. I wasn't able to get everything I wanted this time, but there's a few items that I've been looking at for quite a while. So here we have The King of Jazz. This was released in 1930. It was around that time. Way to get a bunch of famous actors and singers of the day to all be in a movie and sing songs, do dances. There was stuff like the Broadway Melody, stuff like Hollywood on Parade, movies like that. King of Jazz was similar to that. There's a lot of famous jazz musicians in the movie, you know, as it's titled, King of Jazz. And I don't remember exactly what it was about this movie that I wanted to see it for. I had it saved a while back. I had kept skipping it at Criterion's sale, but this time there wasn't much left at Barnes & Noble when I went. This was one of the few titles still available, so I picked this one up. It's a 100-minute movie. It should be filled with music, and that's the kind of thing that I was kind of curious to give a watch. You know, early in the sound era, the big thing they were trying to do was capitalize on the music that could now be included in the movies. One of Ridley Scott's most popular films, Thelma and Louise. I have seen parts of this. I've not ever seen the entire movie, though, so this is one that I've been waiting way too long to finally finish. And to my surprise, it actually had 2 discs inside, some of which are the bonus features on the second disc. I think this one just sort of speaks for itself. It's about time I finally give it a watch. Next up, we have Raging Bull. So this was released on Criterion, I think, about a year ago, and big deal because it was coming in 4K. It was one of the first 4K releases that Criterion did. I actually did get the 4K edition of the film, and the biggest reason was, you know, I was happy with getting Hugo on 4K. I actually watched it. Love that movie still. And Raging Bull, it's been a few years since I've seen it. This is what was left at Barnes & Noble. I couldn't find the Blu-ray of it, but I found the 4K, and I was like, maybe it's just meant to be. So I did get the 4K edition this time around, and overall, yeah, I'm excited to give this a watch again, because I watched Taxi Driver after this one, and I was very impressed by Taxi Driver immediately. Raging Bull I didn't grab onto as quickly, and I know I've seen it in high school. I know I saw it in college, and that would have been the last time I had seen it. So it's been a while, and like I said, since then I've seen Taxi Driver, and I was like, that movie was so great, like just from the first watch. And here is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So this is another one that I watched in college, but not one that I really grabbed onto so much. You know, it's one of those popular comedies that people, mostly Sean Penn's character in the film, they love to reference all the time. And it's one that, I just don't remember digging it all that much. But they got a Criterion release. I really should give this another watch. Maybe there was something about it I missed the first time around. Who knows? I mean, it might just not be my style of comedy. I mean, maybe there was other aspects of it beyond the comedy that I was overlooking when I had seen it. And I know it's still a huge cult favorite of a lot of fans of 80s films. So I mean, I'm gonna give it another watch. And then I got a few releases from Kino's While Supplies Last Sale. Here we have Hangover Square. I've actually seen this movie before. It's an excellent psychological thriller from 1945, but has aged miraculously. I mean, this movie is very ahead of its time, very entertaining, very good-looking movie, and it's pretty short. It's only, I think it says right here, yeah, 77 minutes long. It's not a long movie, so if you have some time, you should give it a watch. I watched it on the Criterion channel. I don't know if it's still available on there, but when I saw this Blu-ray, I was like, yeah, I want to buy it, want to give it another watch, because it was very good. It's a very good movie. Another Martin Scorsese movie. This is Kundun. So I've been growing the Martin Scorsese collection. Kundun was one that was sitting in my Amazon list for a while. The movie was controversial in its time, mostly because of the Chinese government. A lot of issues between them and Disney, who owned the rights to the movie, and the ones who were releasing it. This was released through Disney's Touchstone label. They didn't really market it. They were having so many issues with the Chinese government over it, and they were apparently gonna have every movie from Disney get banned in China at some point, which is weird because I feel like we've reached that point with all Hollywood movies now, and now the Chinese box office isn't considered to be as important. But you know, back when this movie was coming out, it was considered very important, but they were not a fan of the movie, given that it is about the Dalai Lama, all the different issues that have gone on there. Not issues that I'm going to explain in this video, but there are lots of other videos to go and find information for. I mean, Martin Scorsese allegedly got banned from China at the time, as well as a lot of filmmakers involved. That might not be as true anymore, because I believe Martin Scorsese was in China for a short film he directed only a few years ago, so maybe the ban was lifted. I don't know. I don't know if just bringing up this movie during this video, that means China's going to ban me from their country. I don't know. I wanted to add it to my collection. I've never seen the movie, and it's about time I maybe give one of the most apparently controversial movies from Touchstone Pictures, from Disney itself. I feel like it's controversial for very silly reasons, but hey, let's give it a watch and see. Don't really know what to expect with that one, because even though the biggest thing that people talk about is the way it was released and how it was controversial, I don't feel like anybody else brings up the movie all that much. It's one of the lesser known Scorsese movies, but maybe that's because the movie was so hidden when it was originally released, because marketing was basically gone. It got nominated for Oscars, but that was really about it. I always like to mention that Split Rock Lighthouse, it's about an hour away from where I live. There's this ridge called Palisade Head, which overlooks the Lake Superior lakeside. And this movie, the scene where Macaulay Culkin, I mean, spoilers, haven't seen it, Macaulay Culkin is tossed over the side of this cliff. It was actually filmed at Palisade Head. Just I every time I've gone there, I've always said like, oh, this is where they threw off Macaulay Culkin into the lake below. But honestly, I mean, I know about the movie, but I actually have not seen the entirety of the movie. So I figured this is probably one I should see, given that its ties to Minnesota are so close to home. I should give it a watch. That's everything this week, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Thanks for watching the video, and special shout out to Lauren, Anthony, Anna, Kirsten, Spencer, Lucas, Ryan, and Robert for the support on Patreon. By joining my Patreon, you can get exclusive videos and blogs, and for only $7, you can request your own movie review. I hope you stick around, Cinephile, and have a happy, productive day.